the team that is currently in the worst shape in the NFL. And I think I have a reason for it. You want it? It's not that saucy, but it's lightly saucy.
All right.
I think my Chicago Bears are in the worst situation of any team in the NFL right now. Here's why. Jets have a quarterback. They got a high draft pick. Dolphins, they dumped a lot of players. They're going to be in great shape for the draft. Yeah. Bengals are finally going to move on at quarterback, no offense, and change the direction of that franchise. Denver Broncos, they're 3-6, not so bad. The Redskins, I'm kind of taking them because they're perpetually in bad shape. The Bears are in no man's land. They're 3-5, so they're not going to have a top 5 draft pick for a quarterback. They have a year left of Mitch Trubisky, so they either have to cut him and eat his deal, which they paid most of it already with his signing bonus. And the fans want that. If you said the fans right now, in the offseason, would you cut Mitch Trubisky? The Bears fans would sign up for it. That means you have to start over at quarterback with a great young defense that you have, which doesn't really make a lot of sense as far as trying to win now.
Well, they were a playoff team last year.
Right.
I think a lot of people thought that now they take the next step here, but it came back to, and it will always come back to Mitchell Trubisky for me. Can you make these big plays? Can you make the big plays when you have to in a big moment? And Mitchell Trubisky has not been able to make those plays. So I understand the expectation level if I'm a Bears fan, and then you start to look at this and go, now they surrounded him with some weapons. I mean, you got running backs there. It feels like you have some weapons there. It's just, I forget what game it was, but we came in that next day and I said, that Bears management coaching staff does not have confidence in Mitchell Trubisky. They don't. Like, they don't want to take a chance with him. Sam Darnold yesterday, watching him make a mistake at the goal line where you just can't make some of these mistakes. Baker Mayfield, the mistakes that they made. Like, you lose to Denver and a quarterback we haven't seen in 5 years or 6 years. Like, that's the game you got to win. Like, you just go, okay, we can't afford. And how long ago was it that I said this team could be 2-6 after 8 games? And now all of a sudden, Freddie Kitchens is on the clock, and I think he's coaching for his job. Because remember, his success was attached to Baker Mayfield's. And right now, they're not getting rid of Baker Mayfield. I think Fredo Kitchens is the one who's in a little bit of trouble there. The Browns have cut that defensive back who went on a social media tirade. What was his name? He wasn't around long enough for me to know him.
Whitehead, right?
Yeah. Jermaine Whitehead. And he was playing with a broken hand. And he said, look, I wanted to be out there, but, he had scorched earth after the game because people were critical of his play, and the Browns lost against Denver. So the Browns have cut him. I watched most of that game. I wanted to see what Denver's defense was going to do to the Cleveland Browns. And the more I watched, I thought, Denver was going to win. It just felt like they had a better game plan. And what Brandon Allen was doing was, as he says, I take care of the football. And he does take care of the football. They had a running game there. They put some pressure on Baker Mayfield. Two things that stood out, two egregious mistakes, in my opinion. I think Nick Chubb is the best player on the team. I think Nick Chubb is spectacular. And I know Baker Mayfield is flamboyant, and Odell Beckham Jr. the third, and Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is right there with Nick Chubb. Those are your two best players. Nick Chubb is not on the field for 2 plays that were really, really important with this offense. You had the Baker Mayfield quarterback sneak, which I did think he got it, but that you're going to have to overturn something like that, and you didn't see enough. But Nick Chubb was on the sidelines for 2 of their bigger plays that they had in short yardage situation. Are you trying to outsmart yourself? Just do what you need to do. You don't get style points in this league. And I've been saying all along with Baker Mayfield, and it took till 8 games in before Odell Beckham started talking about his targets, not getting his targets here. And there was a play where you could have thrown it to him, and they went over the middle to Jarvis Landry, and it got knocked down on a 4th down call. That's on Baker Mayfield because Jarvis Landry's open. He was open. It was the right call because you could have kept the chains moving. And he waited too long, and give credit to the Broncos. They broke up the play. Odell Beckham had a couple of wonderful moments there. That's what I want. I want 10 yards, 5 yards, 7 yards. That's how far he needs to run. Then let him do something after the fact. I don't need a 30-yarder. I don't need 40-yarder. He's not going to have time to throw deep. You got the Bills coming up Thursday night against the Steelers, who are no pushover. The Bills are no pushover. Then you got the Dolphins. You got the Steelers again, Bengals, Cardinals, Ravens, Bengals. There's still a chance to salvage some jobs here. But I better see a whole lot more progress with Baker Mayfield. If I'm Freddie Kitchens, and I don't buy this, that all of a sudden discipline, it's on the players. When they have false starts, then it's on the players. Okay, then why are we saying that they need to regroup and the coach needs to get them on the same page? What is it that the Browns are doing that nobody else does? Because they continue to make stupid penalties, stupid mistakes here. And if you can't go to Denver and beat a quarterback who makes his NFL debut, and granted, you might beat up on the Bengals a couple of times. Maybe you beat the Steelers and beat the Dolphins. But, man, you're masquerading. And how many people thought this is hey, they can go to the AFC title game? Yeah, they can, but you're going to throw them all together and have a guy who never coached before. And now the league has a book on Baker Mayfield the second time around. And I still think I would let Nick Chubb be the focal point of my offense. And somehow, some way, the Browns always make it worse. And then you got your star receivers who are showing up with cleats that they're told, you're not playing in the second half. Reduce the damn drama. My God.
For more Dan Patrick Show, tune into Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV. Stream for free on BR Live or download the Dan Patrick Show app.